All right, so now we're going to be covering wrist lock number 3, which is called the chicken wing. So just like wrist lock number 1 and 2, once again, we are starting from the handshake position. So from this position right here, we are going to take this hand and we're going to form an L shape. We're going to put it right underneath the elbow as we're rolling the elbow up. I'm taking my thumb actually on the elbow joint, pressing in. I'm taking my fingers and bringing them just at the top of the elbow and at the very bottom of the tricep so I can roll that tricep. At the same time, I'm taking this hand and rolling it up, turning my palm down, my finger is up. This is a good reference point right here. And I'm taking my right foot, stepping through. 1. Now from this position, I'm going to start bringing my shoulder into the elbow as I'm rotating this hand around in a circle, bringing his pinky around towards my face. And this is going to come up and over. Now I'm bringing my shoulder underneath, keeping pressure on his shoulders so that way he can't pull his arm out. I'm going to step my foot with that triangle step again across his foot. Try not to step out and around, you'll lose the grip. You're going to step across the foot, keeping pressure, pulling down. I'm going to take this hand, push down on his elbow. This knee is going to be going across his stomach. This is called knee on belly. I put pressure down on that elbow, bring this hand up, and knife hand. Right across the bridge of the nose or across the temple right here. So from this position, we'll do it on this side. It looks like this, same L-shaped grip, right at the top of the elbow, beginning of the tricep. I'm rotating both hands at the same time. As I take this step, I'm stepping through, but I need to keep rotating this hand as I do this. Head's low. You see how his elbow is resting on the top of my shoulders right here. I'm going to keep rotating this hand as I'm doing this, stepping across with this triangle step, putting pressure. I'll take this hand and let go. So this is a handshaking hand. This was the secondary hand. I will push down on his elbow, make sure I have this knee on belly, bring hand up and knife hand down. So from position, at speed, it looks like this. And that is handshake number 3, or the chicken wing. Thank you. Now that we're in this position with our chicken wing, and we have knee on belly here, we have them down to the ground in this position right here. We want to make sure that our knee on belly is digging the shin into the floating ribs and around the liver area. So you can be pressing down here, or you can be pressing down a little bit lower in this position. I like to go to the floating rib because it puts a little bit more pressure right here. Now I'm putting pressure down on this elbow, pulling this hand in. Now, this is what we're discussing. So I want to make sure that I'm doing knife hand. Across the bridge of the nose, to the temple here, or the jawline here. But this knife hand can be changed to a hammer fist. So this hammer fist can be just as effective as the knife hand. They can be interchanged. So same thing, bridge of the nose, temple, or the jawline. You want to make sure that you're avoiding the mouth at all costs, because people do have transmittable diseases. So you don't want their mouth cutting your hand. So if I'm going to be hitting, I should be hitting from underneath, hitting from over, or hitting on top right here, but I want to avoid that mouth at all costs. So knife hand right here, here, or here, hammer fist, the same places. Make sure you have a rotational motion. Now this is one of the things that we definitely want to avoid is straight down punching. Because he's just standing here or sitting here right now doesn't mean he's going to be sitting here when there's actual fight going on. He's going to be squirming around, and when he's squirming around, I'm not going to be able to aim with straight punches and guarantee the fact that I'm not going to hit the ground. So with that being said, this is going to ensure that you don't break your hand on concrete or any type of flooring. So once again, a knife hand is a good thing. A hammer fist for beginners, if they can't form a good knife hand, is a great thing. Either way, bridge of the nose, the temple, or this jawline. When you are hitting the jawline though, come from underneath this way, so that way you're making sure that you're not hitting the teeth. Don't just start hammering away, because what happens is you don't want to cut yourself and have their saliva go into your bloodstream. Okay, so now we have a supplement to handshake number 3, or the chicken wing. So what happens sometimes is when we get to the position to where the elbow is over the head, and the person is, I'm taking the one person down, or you're taking your partner down. If your partner is bigger and stronger than you, sometimes you just don't have the weight to do it, but there are things that we can do to make sure that that person goes down. So what we're going to do is get to that position. So I'm still taking these L-shaped position right underneath the tricep, at the top of the elbow and the bottom of the tricep. I'm stepping, rolling, I'm getting to this position. Now right here, I should be crunching my stomach. So I want you to make sure that you're keeping your abdominis rectus engaged, crunch in, and then from here you want to take a step back and then knee down to the ground, forward. Once you get here, this will take that person down. This isn't a forever thing. This is something you want to start doing in the very beginning to take that person down. And then you can slowly walk yourself up and get to that knife hand position. And as time goes by, it will look like this right here. A slow progression, same idea. But now as I step, I just lower myself, then bring my knee to the belly and down, and then from there, at speed, I'm going to do the same idea, but see how I engage my abs, my knees are going down, I'm lowering myself, all of it's happening at once, so now it's the whole body movement, and you should be able to finish it off with no problem, and that is the supplement to handshake number 3, or the chicken wing. Thank you.